Well, no, not. Yeah, I suppose that they already know that, but I might have students who don't. We have the opportunity of the students have a compulsory time where they must be in mathematics and working with learning, the mathematics that is in their vocation, and then they have the possibility of staying optionally for extra. So there I can address whatever lack or misconception comes up. But it is a challenge. It is a normal situation with normal teaching, but it includes students with difficulties.
May I ask you, how many hours a week would you work with your students?
4 in each class. 4 hours, 4 lessons a week. Yeah. They are normally 4 lessons in a row. It's a morning or an afternoon the same day, because the students want to have full days in the practical teaching in the workshop, so they won't pack out and pack in their tools again. So therefore also math lessons that's 4 hours, 4 lessons in a row. That was very challenging in the beginning, but now I find it so meaningful because we can really go deep into the mathematics. It's bad that it takes a week until they're back. It's too long time, so I'd prefer 2 times 2 lessons.
I run an adult numeracy practitioners network in Scotland, and it started off with 12 people, and I was one of the 12, and I was seconded into the government. And by the time I finished, we had about 160 people, so we had to use technology to run it, but we were meeting 2 or 3 times a year with different themes. The Numeracy Practitioners Network was my most important resource in terms of planning seminars, identifying research themes, getting the kind of moral sign-off on projects and focuses, and it was very, very popular. Of course, the risk of joining a network is you end up presenting all the workshops at the seminar, so there's a risk involved for everybody, but it was very energetic. I think it's worth exploring. I think that's probably the stage that we're at. Tina, is there anything to add?
No, I don't think so. I think that is it, Angela. We are very much at the stage of exploring this network, what it might look like, what is it, who's responsible for it. We just know from talking to tutors that there is a need for network, and you know yourselves when you come together on occasions like this is where you swap ideas, this is where you talk to each other, and this is where we get a lot of our ideas for research. So it's very, very much in its embryonic stage, this network, and we need to put a lot of thought into it, where we go with it. For now, it really is just happening naturally. It's evolving quite naturally because we've brought these 13 numeracy tutors together, so they've started a network. There'll be networking going on here today, so we just hope to continue to build on that until we can identify how we might solidify that network and what it might look like.
I'm just thinking, going on from that point, that maybe the sharing needs to start in the centres between the tutors in a particular centre, because if you're putting your head above the pulpit, and you put your name to it, whereas if there's a classroom atmosphere of sharing within the centre of the numeracy, and you can say, well, this is from Loud or Drogheda or whatever, and this is what we found useful. It's taken away that it's Maria that's doing it, or Angela.
No, absolutely, I agree with that. But what we found as well, Maria, is that you can have numeracy tutors working in isolation, so they don't necessarily have any colleagues that they can share their ideas with, and that would probably be more of a case that you might be describing. Oh, geez, I haven't run this by anyone, don't know whether it's good or not. Should I put it out there? It's a really good question, and it's something that we do have to certainly take into. Sorry, go.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think that's a very good point, and I think the key to successful network that will grow is people feeling safe.
Yeah.
I would potentially, on my experience in Scotland, I would challenge that idea that people sometimes feel safer doing it with their immediate colleagues, and that actually sometimes I found that people felt safer being away from their centres just from time to time, because your job isn't. People can actually ask stupid, daft lassie and daft laddie questions, we call them in Scotland, where you can actually say something. As long as you say, this is a daft laddie question before it, you can ask what you like.